She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson. And you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Max Lindstrom is suing his ex-girlfriend Christine Hopwood in the amount of $1,450 for the cost of medical bills because he says she willfully caused him to have a violent allergic reaction.
Mr. Lindstrom?
Yes.
You're suing Miss Hopwood.
Yes.
For intentional infliction of emotional distress?
Medical and emotional distress.
Okay. What's your relationship with this lady?
She is my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay. So how long were we boyfriend and girlfriend?
11 months.
Oh. What happened? Why did it end?
It ended because he said there was no longer a spark. And he called me to tell me this.
So you just called on the phone and said the spark wasn't there. How old are you? 30 years old and the spark is gone? I mean, with a 30-year-old, it don't take much to spark you up. What spark is gone? You act like a middle-aged person, and now that the kids have gone off to college, the spark is gone. I mean, what spark could be gone? Go ahead.
I was in and out of work. It's just a tough time for my life at the time right now, and I didn't feel like I could give her the care and attention that she needed.
Oh, okay. You couldn't be there for her.
I think he felt a little emasculated, Your Honor, because...
Did you emasculate him?
No, I was actually supporting him financially, and I think that he was putting that on himself, and instead of talking to me about it...
Right. So when you met him, was he working?
He was, yes.
What were you doing at the time?
At the time, I was working at an aquarium.
What were you doing there?
Just working on maintenance, mostly. Again, it was a side job.
Okay,
That was the
what were
only
you doing for a full-time job?
I'm not working.
And how soon after the relationship started did you start taking care of him?
5 months, Your Honor.
Okay, and when you say you took care of him, did he move in with you?
No, he wanted to maintain his own apartment.
Right, so how were you taking care of him?
I was covering half of his rent, and I was covering all of the groceries for the two of us.
What's wrong with you?
I was
This
in love
boy
with him.
got a mama and a daddy. What are you doing taking care of a grown man that you've only known for 5 months?
Well, we've known each other for 2 years, Your Honor. We only dated for 5 months at that time.
Oh, okay. Well, even that's not enough, as far as I can tell. 5 months in, and you paying rent and everything for a full-grown man, able-bodied, and he lost the passion, the spark. So what's this lawsuit about then?
Well, I believe, she had used a new hair product that contained the ingredients of macadamia nuts, knowing that I have an allergy, a very severe allergy to nuts.
What happens when you have nuts?
I break out into hives.
Right.
I can't breathe.
Right.
It gets very short, very quick. I panic. If I don't treat it soon enough.
You could die?
I could, yes.
Well, what were you going to say? If you don't treat it soon enough, what?
It gets worse. I haven't been to that point up until this occurrence. It was the first time.
It's not walnuts, pecans, peanuts. It's just macadamia nuts.
Correct, Your Honor, macadamia nuts.
Did you know about this macadamian?
Yes, Your Honor, I was very
allergy?
aware. Yes.
Okay, so what is he telling me that you did to him? What did you do to him?
Well, Your Honor, when he called to break up with me over the phone, I said, would you come over for dinner and let us have this discussion as grown-ups?
Right.
And decide...
Were you upset that he was breaking up with you?
I wanted to figure out why there was no spark, to see if we could reignite the
Well,
spark.
what did you think was going on in a relationship? You got a man that ain't working, and you're paying all his bills.
Well,
were you upset that he called you and said he was breaking up? It sounds like you were upset.
I was upset, Your Honor, but he has a new side job, actually, as a security guard.
Right.
And so I wanted to have an in-person conversation because I wanted to make things work. So I invited him over to my place.
So were you in love with him?
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
Were you in love with her?
Yes.
Are you still in love with her?
No.
Are you still in love with him?
Yes.
Hell hath no fury. So you said, come on over, baby, let's talk about it at my house.
I said...
You said, come on over, baby, let's talk about it at my house.
Yes, and I will cook dinner. Let's see if we can either ignite the spark or
Let me
decide.
feed you, baby. I'm gonna cook something for you, right?
Sure.
So what did we cook for baby?
I cooked baby some roasted chicken and potatoes au gratin, and I
Okay.
served Pinot Noir to go with it.
So you went over there,
Yes.
and what happened? What happened when you got to the door? How was she dressed?
She had a skirt, nice tank top on.
Okay.
Her hair was done more than usual.
All right. So then what happened? We get that we kissed, hug.
There was none of that.
Any crying?
No.
You weren't crying?
I was a little uncomfortable
Why were you uncomfortable?
because I had gone with the intention to potentially to break up with her and enforce it in person, since clearly that's what she would have wanted,
Right.
as opposed to simply over the phone.
But when she said, "Come over here and let me fix you some food," why didn't you just say, "No, let's just meet downstairs or whatever, or over a cup of coffee?" And let me tell you something: when you break up with a woman or you break up with a man, make it in a public place. You don't go to somebody's house and break up. Okay? Next thing you know, CNN and everybody's covering your trial. Okay? You don't go to somebody's house and break up with them. But anywho, you learned a lot in this relationship, I hope.
Yes.
Coming up on Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
I became a little overindulged.
From the Pinot Noir.
Yes. The next thing I know, Your Honor, we are in bed together.
And later,
Porn was on